Good evening and welcome to Murdoch in the southern suburbs of Perth for tonight's Friday night NPLW clash between Murdoch University, Melville FC and Curtin University. My name's Tommy Dolman. It's great to have your company with us as we kick off round 4 of the inaugural Women's National Premier League competition, and what a season we have on our hands it seems. 4 teams tied on 6 points at the top, one of them being UMFC, the whole division separated by 5 points in total, and we've seen glimpses from every team that they can be involved in the final shake-up post-season. Just before we get underway here, I wanted to just quickly add and pass on my condolences to the family and friends of Rod Banyak, who sadly passed away during the week. He was a popular member of the football community here in WA and the head coach of Dianella White Eagles, formerly coach of Forestfield United as well, where he won promotion with the club. I can only say positive words about my experiences with dealing with Rod when I was covering Forestfield in the NPL in 2018, and I'm sure he'll be missed by all. Rest in peace, Rod. So tonight's game presents a pretty good opportunity for both these teams, doesn't it? UMFC can steal a march on their rivals. It'll send them 3 clear at the top of the NPLW if they can win tonight. Curtin University, meanwhile, will be looking to win their first game in 2020 to claw back some of that margin to 4th place. There's varsity pride on the line of sorts anyway. Under the Friday night lights on the synthetic, it's Murdoch Melville versus Curtin, and we're just about to get off and underway in the coming moments. Curtin will be kicking off in their home kit, an orange jersey and black shorts, while Murdoch University Melville will be wearing their home kit as well, obviously being at home, a red jersey and black shorts also. Just a temporary hold-up for the moment as referee Alexander Best just checks the goal net. The goal net that is being defended by Curtin in this first half. Looks like there's a little bit of tape just being applied to that top corner of the net. So a slight delay until we kick off the weekend's NPLW matches. Tonight's match, 3 games to complete round 4 on Sunday afternoon. And obviously in between that on the Saturday afternoon, we've got a full programs of the NPLWA men's fixtures as well, all kicking off at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. We're not underway at the moment. That's just Curtin having a little bit of a warm-up between themselves, trying to stay warm. It is quite a brisk and chilly night here at the Murdoch University campus. Looks like we're all cleared now. Murdoch have also got a ball out, but that'll be promptly kicked off the pitch, I think. Referee makes his way back to the centre circle now. Takes a quick look at his watch to set. And blows his whistle to get proceedings underway. The visitors are the ones getting us underway as an early touch for Taina Campos there, just slightly beyond Erin Lyons on that far side and out for a throw-in. So possession gifted back to the home team early on here. Jukic battling for possession over on that far side. Wins the throw-in in their favour, and she should get that back pretty promptly. Little reverse ball there, was looking for Stacey Learmont. Nothing doing on that occasion there. Back it comes for Melville again, though, and they'll look to settle in possession once more through Gibbons. They'll work that all the way back now through the skipper Schubert, who plays that ball forward, and out that goal is for a goal kick. So mixed fortunes for both of these teams in the 2020 season thus far. Yet to meet each other either in the night series or in the league proper, as goalkeeper Stacey Cavill takes that one short and tries to get Curtin on the front foot quickly. Gonzalez played back. Lucas gives possession there away there a little bit cheaply. Learmont. And now Lawrence. Thu. Short pass to this near side. Unfortunately for Talia Organ, she stood on the ball. Ball did stay in play though, and now the last touch is off Organ and out for a throw-in. So game very much played in the middle third in this opening few minutes or so. That's lovely play from Ilias to spin away, but Jukic is quickly into a gobble up possession, and now making that run forward from full back is Poppy Hooks. She comes essentially here now looking for Wainwright, who looks to clip that one through, bearing down on goal Learmont, but Cavill was off her line quickly and showing plenty of experience there. And now the long kick was swept away by Schubert at the back. The pacey attacking Salome looked to try and break him behind the defence, but decision goes the way of UMFC, and referee just checks there's not a issue there with the UMFC player. Currently unable to see that jersey number. I think it's Gibbons. Yes, it is. All good to continue now, and she's in possession here. Schubert to Organ. Pass intercepted here, and the throw-in is won by Ilias off Wainwright. So Curtin showing a little bit of tempo early on. They were really good in that opening round game against the NTC, and they played pretty well also. Now, loves a lovely ball from Lukic, and Lamont is darting away and into the penalty area. Lamont can't quite get that on target. She tried to tuck it into the near post, and I think the pressure from Hannah Taylor there running back was just good enough to put Lamont off balance. But that's a real sign of what this UMFC front three can do. They've been prolific in front of goals this season so far. And now Jukic is in the penalty area trying to spin. That was well done by Jade Paul, though, who's a new player for Curtin University, playing in her first game of the season. Off-season signing from Fremantle City. Only just ready now, though, and that's a lovely ball forward here, looking for the run of McDermott, who'll try and put the cross into the area. Instead, she decides to win a throw off Organ. So promising signs here for Curtin as the ball comes in from Ilias. I think that was Gonzalez who couldn't quite bring that under control, and now there's plenty of space here for Learmont to attack into. Jukic just straight offside, though, as she tried to spin off the last defender. Free kick by Kamposh, quickly taken. Borman will look for the run through of Salome. Battle for possession on the edge of the area. It may yet fall for Campos. It does. And she toes towards goal, and it skidded off the synthetic, and it was well gathered by Cornish. I think that was possibly creeping in at the far post, so they may be second bottom in the standings going into tonight's fixture, Curtin, but they've certainly started brightly, and as I touched on a moment ago, they've started pretty well in 2 of their 3 games so far, just perhaps haven't quite had the breaks they've deserved. Obviously conceded that heartbreaking late equaliser on opening night to the NTC. The last touch comes off McDermott, and it'll be a throw-in, apologies, a goal kick for UMFC. In fact, it was Ilias who was trying to put the pressure on Schubert there. One of several players in this UMFC team who have represented the glory in the W League. Now that's a lovely ball through for the running Jukic, who's clear of the back 4 here and striking into the net. An absolute rocket inside the first 10 minutes from Katarina Jukic. She's on the board. She's scored in every game in the NPLW this season. And it's UMFC who have the breakthrough at home. UMFC 1, Curtin University 0. So the breakthrough comes for the home team. I think it was Gibbons that played that lovely pass in behind, and once Jukic was away and clear of Curtin's back 4 with her prowess and her achievements over the years, there was only going to be one ending to that as Learmont's cross is clipped in there, and Cavill may have half fumbled that one after the cross of Lawrence, but gathered in any case with no real worries. Ilias miscontrol. Lamont tries to win possession, and Ilias wins the free kick. Formerly of Beckenham and Queen's Park and Melville, Emma Ilias. One of several Curtin players to appear in all 3 NPLW WA matches in 2020 as visitors try to make their way out from the back here. Good turn from Campos, and now Borman retreating all the way back to Cavill, who was a recent member of the Perth Glory squad. 6 international caps with the Philippines women's national team. She signed in January with a view to completing her W League commitments, and she'll provide some tremendous experience in between the sticks for Curtin University this season, one of the younger teams in the league, and plenty of talent as we've seen in the first few games. And I'll emphasise again, perhaps not quite the breaks that you sort of sometimes need in this level of competition, but encouraging signs nonetheless as Lamont tries to turn. Pass from McDermott inside to Borman, who's got plenty of time on the ball here and can look wide for the running Erin Lyons. Cornish is off her line. She thought about trying to let it run to pick up, and in the end it was perhaps just outside the area and she was unable to collect. Borman and Lyons try to exchange passes. Learmont nearly comes away with it, and now all the way back it'll go to Bronnan Lucas. 3 appearances in the NPL under 23s this season, getting a crack at senior level at the back. Here's Jukic drifting out to this left-hand side. Such a strong, experienced player is Katarina Jukic, a real asset to this UMFC side in season 2020. That's a lovely turn by 2 to get away from the pressure of Salormi, and now keeping that in play is Organ, who should be able to pick out Jukic can't quite do so. Curtin once again tried to play out from the back, but possession given back once more. Here's Gibbons. Cross we go to Lawrence. 2. Organ. Exchanges passes with Charlie Wainwright. It's nice football here from Murdoch, and in behind here is Lamont, and she couldn't quite keep that in as she tried to round Cavill, and I think she lost her footing there as well, but back to her feet quickly. Has been an excellent start for UMFC, and the early goal here definitely puts them in a strong position. They did lose their first game, in fact, against Balcatta here on the opening weekend by 3-2. A frantic first 20 minutes in that game with the scores at 2-2, and then have won their next 2 games since. 6-0 win against Subiaco, followed by an impressive win against Perth last weekend. Will this ball skid away for Cavill? It will. Learmont was in hot pursuit of that one. Goalkeeper was always favourite though. Organ. Pass forward will be left to run out by Katie McDermott, who former player in the Australand Ladies League, also once of Southwest Phoenix. That was the Firebirds team in State League Division 1. And yet another one to have played all 3 games at this level in season 2020 before tonight, as Borman tries to turn away. Really classy left-footed midfield, Nina Borman. Possession given back though as Lawrence will try her luck from distance. Cavill got hands to her. Lamont was anticipating the rebound. She will scoot away and keep it in, and now clips in towards the back post. Cavill's the favourite there though, and she'll take that pretty comfortably. Learmont and Jukic unable to get into the penalty area. And under pressure from Salome there is the fullback Organ, who puts that into touch. One of several ex-Queen's Park players in this UMFC team, obviously with no Queen's Park admission into this new NPLW format. A lot of the players were available, and UMFC were able to pick up a large portion of them, and that alone made it no doubt that they were going to be a dangerous outfit in season 2020. Here's one of them, Jukic. That's a lovely pass to the edge of the area. Maybe a slight miscommunication between Lamont and Gibbons. And now Curtin will look to counter through Gonzalez. I think she looked up though and thought Borman was a little further ahead than what she was. Lawrence, Learmont. Overlapping run here from the fullback is from Hooks, who crosses in the middle. Jukic first time. And she just didn't quite get the power on the volley required to test Cavill. But once again, it's such slick ball movement from UMFC, particularly in that final third. Good kick from Cavill. Schubert will be favourite to get there first. Gonzalez pressures, and once again, they play that well out of a pretty tight pocket through Hooks. And then Lawrence, touch from the skipper Schubert, was a little heavy, but didn't have to worry too much about that one. As Organ finds Lamont, who goes to ground. Last touch off McDermott there. So 15 minutes into this round 4 opener of the NPL WWA. UMFC 1, Curtin University 0. Katarina Jukic, the only goal so far. Really well taken goal when through on goal. I think it was Gibbons who had put her through with a lovely scything ball. And that's how the scores are at the moment, and if it stays as is, UMFC will go 3 points clear atop the standings, which in a shortened season may well prove to be very vital to get those early points on the board as the hosts come forward once again with Jukic on this near side. Linesman's flag is up. So Curtin with that 2-2 draw on opening night. Jester Margot and Campos with that long-range screamer we mentioned earlier, and then a bad defeat to a wary Fremantle City after their opening round defeat to Perth. They really had the revenge in their mind that afternoon and put 5 past Curtin, and then obviously the 3-0 defeat at the Curtin campus last weekend at home to Balcatta. We're in the game for large periods of that first half though, Curtin, possibly a little bit unlucky. As Jukic's ball looks for the running Learmont. Will she try and clip an early ball in? Decides to hold up and find Jukic, but that's well done from Taylor there, I think, who gets the foot in. Once again, Curtin just struggling to maintain possession up top at the moment as the ball comes back from Schubert. Poppy hooks. Pass there intercepted by Gonzalez, and now Paul will try and spin away. Pass was a dangerous one across goal, but worked out okay for Taylor, and now there's a bit of space for Curtin to move forward here as Salermi will try and play the inside ball, but Baxter Thu was aware of that one. Lamont. Gibbons, another former Queen's Park player, played in the W League for Perth and part of the junior and young Matildas set up in the past. He also started in the top 4 Cup final win that Queen's Park had last season in 2019. Lovely 1-2 there between Lamont and Jukic, and Lamont's tearing into the area once more, but coming across and putting into the touch was Lucas. It'll be a corner. First one of the evening. And it'll be Lamont who will place the ball down. She'll look up and see a crowd of Curtin bodies at the near post. Plenty at the back post, though. It's a dangerous looking ball. The flick on was from Lawrence, who was attacking it in the air, and she didn't quite get the desired contact, but a good chance from 6 yards out for Sadie Lawrence. Forward by Taylor, headed away by Schubert. McDermott. Campos. Last touch was off Wainwright there. Campos is quick to get the ball moving. They'll have a secondary throw in a little bit further up the field to where they were a moment ago. Lovely still conditions here at the Murdoch University campus this afternoon. Jukic's ball shouldn't do too much damage there. UMFC 1, Curtin University 0. Live at the Murdoch Synthetic tonight in the southern suburbs of Perth. Thank you for joining us on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook pages, wherever you may be watching around WA, the country or the world. It's been a good start from the hosts so far, and they're looking to perhaps score a second as Organ moves down this left-hand side pretty well, but the cross was always drifting into the near post netting. And Cavill was able to just take the sting out once again. Curtin very intense on playing out from the back, and Taylor slips as she tries to get that one upfield. Ilias. Campos tries to tickle that around the corner for Salome and does really well to try and hold possession. I thought she may have been fouled there. It was a good challenge in the end from Wainwright, who gets on the end of this pass now. And now Jukic, lovely flip for Lamont. Just lent back on the shot strikely. Or on the shot slightly, apologies. And in the end, Cavill was able to see that one over. Although it looked as though that little piece of interplay would have been not very worthwhile anyway, as an offside flag was seemingly raised, hence the free kick. Salome, good pressure there. Now she's got plenty of pace here, Abby Salome, if she can turn and look to get on the end of the pass. Instead it's played back for Campos. Gonzalez. Campos goes back in once more, and here comes Wainwright. Now Lamont's got plenty of space on this left-hand side again. She'll try to get the better of Taylor, who's showing good pace to keep up with Lamont and going in strongly very quickly. There was Taylor again, and now Lamont's cross is once again a little too close to Cavill. Still Taylor's down behind play here. Wainwright will continue to maze her way into the area. Last touch was off Campos, who was back defending in place of Taylor, and now the central defender will get to her feet. She is limping a little. She's making her way towards the sideline, so corner will be required to be defended with 10 players. While some treatment is given to Taylor by the physio just in the foreground. Corner comes in from Lamont. Header at the back post was half off Jukic and half off Lawrence, I think. Cavill was able to scoop up that one, and the release is a quick one for Salome. Borman up the line. Lions touch a little bit heavy off the dewy surface. Salome dropped into midfield there, was tugged by the shirt slightly, and wins a settling free kick here for Curtin, who still are playing with 10. Looks as though Emma Ilias will drop in slightly just to provide a little bit of cover while Taylor is tested to see if she can come back on. Players, substitutes are warming up as well. Meanwhile, Erin Lyons will try and make some headway down this left-hand side, but Schubert's able to clear now. Will this stay in for Learmont? If it does, then she's away here, and she makes pretty light work of her opposite marker. It's Learmont. Lamont's in the middle, waiting for the cross, and scoring a second. Cruel on Curtin, who had to defend that passage of play with 10 players, but that was ruthless play down the flanks from UMFC. Learmont into Lamont, and UMFC double their lead. It's 2-0 here at the Murdoch synthetic. So UMFC 2, Curtin University 0, just past the midway mark of this first half. Curtin still defending with 10 here, and UMFC really looking to capitalise on that extra player's advantage at the moment, as crossfield ball from Hooks will make its way out to Oregon. Goldfield's under 21 state rep in 2019 who travelled to Indonesia. Also played for the WA state team against Glory in November as well, as Learmont tries to turn. Pressure is on Curtin's defence once more. Seems like they are hanging on a little at the moment. Gibbons. Safety first, back to Oregon. Turning. Ukic. Wainwright. Organs continue to run. She'll put the cross in the middle towards the back post. Seems as though the byline just beat her before. She could put the cross into play, and now Curtin will replace Hannah Taylor. And it will be Jacqueline McClernand who takes her place. An early substitution here. Formerly of East Fremantle and Fremantle City, McClernand. Played along the likes of Michaela Lyons, Laura Waltman and Isabel Bridger, who are all still at Fremantle City. Third appearance of the season, and she looks like she's slotting into that right back position. We'll try and just figure out how this reshuffle is going to look in a second. McDermott looks to have slipped there, and Alex Best picks out a free kick against a slightly over-enthusiastic Ukic. Camposh forward. Chested down by 2. Spinning there was Lawrence. Now Lamont's in plenty of space on this left-hand side again. Flag goes up. It was a very delayed flag from the linesman over on that far side. He thought about it for quite a while. I must admit from here, it looked as though Lamont had slightly stayed on side, but it was a very touch-and-go call, and she shakes her head a little bit. Already on the scorer's sheet tonight, of course, is Ellie Lamont. 2 goals in that 3-2 win over Perth at Dorrien Gardens last week. Learmont has Ukic running through the middle. It may yet run all the way through to the striker. It does. Ukic is into the area. That's a really good stop by Cavill. She got across and put the mitt up and kept the ball out. Ukic was bearing down on goal, and she had Lamont running alongside her, opted to take the shot on herself, and Cavill got the body positioning perfectly right there to cover enough of the goal to be able to effect the save. Ball from Campos has plenty of heat on it. It nearly ran all the way through to Borman off McDermott. And now Thu will try and play the ball out of defence. Organ. Lamont can't quite keep that one in. Curtin looking to respond now that they're back up to their full quota once more, but once again they're pickpocketed, although they'll get it back through Campos, through the legs there of Wainwright. That was good play. McClernand's pass, cut out by Lamont. McClernand does well, though, in recovery to get back into position A and put that one out for a throw. Wainwright. Cross into the middle. Learmont gets ahead to it. Ukic will win the seconds. And she'll try and dart her way down this left-hand side. Really classy play there from Ukic, and a teasing ball across the face of the 6-yard box. Hooks was forward from full-back, up in nosebleed territory, and couldn't quite get on the end of that cross. Poppy Hooks. 2 appearances in 2024 young Poppy Hooks, women's under 23 Player of the Year winner in 2019. Part of the women's state squad as a 14-year-old, so really exciting young prospect that UMFC have got on their hands in the fullback position. As the home side win a corner. Set pieces coming at quite regularity now. It's Organhall trot across the other side of the field and taken in swinger. It's a dangerous looking ball once more. Could have landed anywhere. I think it was Erin Lyons who affected the clearance. Now Curtin will look to break. It's 3 versus 4 at the moment. UMFC have done really well to scramble back, and now Salermi will run after this. Baxter Sue, as always, in best position though, and that's really calm play by Cornish there to play it back to her fellow defender. Lamont, strong in the challenge, won it, and eventually it made its way to Gibbons, who looks to bring Hooks into the play on her outside, and she's got plenty of toe about it, does Hooks, but that's good defending there coming across from Paul. And in the end, the last touch was off the UMFC player on that far side, who tried to keep the ball in play. I think it was Hooks who was still out there after marauding forward earlier. Both of these teams, of course, new teams in this newly formed NPLW. Neither of these teams were in the Women's Premier League last season. Both giving licenses, given their talent pools, in particular at junior level. Both teams have managed to supplement their lineups with some pretty experienced names, as well as Jukic goes chasing after that one. I think it'll be a throw in. It might be Organ who'll give the ball a little bit of a wipe and try and find a teammate. It'll be quickly taken for Jukic, who dances her way into the penalty area, skips all the way through, cavils down well low at the near post to save once more. And the stopper keeps Curtin in this game once more with a really smart save. She's still down, actually, in the net, which looks quite troublesome. Jukic will go over to see if she's okay, and this looks a little worrying for Cavill, actually. Jukic is calling on the attention straight away. Both players will come over and take a bit of a drinks break of sorts, but the main concern at the moment will be for Stacey Cavill in the Curtin goal at the moment. Our visitors have already had to make one substitution tonight, of course, after Hannah Taylor went off injured, and they'd certainly hope not to lose another member of that rear guard in Cavill, who's still down. Both teams huddling here for a tactical break of sorts. UMFC leading this one by 2-0 here at the Murdoch Synthetic this evening at the campus of Murdoch University. Lovely, clear conditions. Hardly any sort of breeze in the air. Perfect, balmy winter conditions for football. 2 goals for UMFC, scored by Katarina Jukic and Ellie Lamont. Two goals which will send UMFC towards the top of the league if things stay as they are. About 9 minutes to play before the interval. Imagine we will have a little period of stoppage time though after this break. Really good news to see Cavill back to her feet now and just putting herself through her paces a little bit to see if she's fine to continue. Looks as though she's ready to go, and she's actually ready to go before the rest of the players, who I assume were still believing that she was getting a little bit of attention from the physio. So the good news is Cavill is back to her feet. Great to see. Former Perth Glory stopper, of course. Real experienced player. We want to see the best players in this league, and Cavill's definitely one of the best stoppers in this competition. Made a couple of good saves tonight so far, and the ball should go back to UMFC, who put it out initially, and Organ will retreat back to Cornish, and game's underway once more. So which team will that little restart suit? Schubert. Gibbons. Organ. Pass a little too far in front of Organ. Possession gifted back to the visitors. Throw-in to be taken by Katie McDermott. Goes long, looking for Tatiana Gonzalez. Can't keep control of the ball, and Hooks should be able to pick that one up on the right-hand side of the pitch. Pretty much on the halfway line. Home side looking to continue the control of possession that they've enjoyed in this half, but pass from Thu had a little bit of weight on it. Too much, in fact, for Organ again. Gibbons. Wainwright tried to, in fact it was Lawrence who tried to flick that one on to Wainwright, and now Borman will look to release down the left-hand side for a chasing Lions, but Schubert once again, the skipper, in great position to mop up that at the back. Wainwright. Organ. Jukic. Trying to use her pace to get away from McClernand. She'll look to get back onto that right-hand side. Low cross in the middle is dangerous. Lamont. It was a vital challenge in there, and the cross is returned back with a bit of interest, but Cavill is back on her feet and claiming that with plenty of confidence. A vital challenge at the back there in the centre of defence from the Curtin rear guard as Lamont bore down on goal. ball in from Organ. Dangerous looking one. It nearly drifted all the way through and somehow bounced over the head of Learmont and away from that far post of Cavill's goal. She stands against that post, nearly misjudged that one, but all's well that ends well. Curtin will be keen to ensure there's no more damage ahead of that whistle to draw a close to the first half. Into play between Lawrence and Hooks on that right-hand side. They just ran out of space between them. Jukic. Learmont and Lamont into the box. Jukic still going here. Cut back. Oh, it ran all the way through. They look certain to get on the end of that. Now Wainwright, Organ, takes a touch, and she'll have a go. Deflected off Salemi. And that's a real good block from Salemi, who was back defending from that attacking position she's held so far tonight. Once again, the pressure gauge is turned up. Lamont will swing in the corner. It's a deep one to the back post. The header was a good one from Camposh. It nearly fell to Wainwright in there. Still can't see the ball at the moment. Wainwright tries to win possession. Salemi will eventually come away with it. She received a little nudge, I think. Referee thought about putting his whistle to the mouth, allowed played to continue. And now the clearance is affected. Good anticipation by Thu to win the ball. Well cut out by Boorman, though. And now Camposh has a little bit of space to run into. She needs support ahead of her, though. Didn't really have that willing runner into the channel. And now Lamont will try and latch onto that at the other end, but she didn't quite back on side in quick enough time. UMFC leading by 2-0 tonight thus far. Started as Melville City Junior Soccer Club in the late 1960s. They dropped the junior in the 80s and became Melville City Football Club eventually. And then in recent times they merged with Murdoch University. Really strong talent pool between both of those organisations and definitely a good fit for the State League's men's and women's competitions. McLernand's throw. Flick on from Dermott, not quite effective now. Learmont will run away here. She's onside and into the area. She'll want to get on that right foot, though, and in the end, that hesitation was good enough to allow Paul to cut across there. Still going here. Jukic, in the end, it finds a way back to Organ. Learmont, still on this left-hand side. Jukic's cross. Wainwright leaves it for Gibbons, who tries to pirouette in midfield, and now the ball's released for Boorman, but once again she's struggling for options ahead of her, so has to turn back. And now Lions will look for Boorman once more. Passing aside, intercepted again, but McLernan will find possession, making her way forward from full back. Stepping in was Two, and now Two will release Lamont on this side, who's definitely onside on this occasion, and she's got a Paddock to run in front of her. Lamont into the area, tries to go across the face of the penalty box, and that allowed Curtin to get numbers back. Still going here is Jukic, who strikes, and it's across the face. Dangerous moments once again in defence for Curtin, but they survive once more, and they'll be They'll be desperately looking to reset now, you think, under severe pressure coming in from the home team. Campos heads that one into touch. Gibbons. Lawrence. Borman gets the foot in, does really well. Battling for possession there was Schubert. There was no foul on Salome there, and Learmont will look to use her pace to get in behind Paul once more, but that's good defending there by Paul. She got herself in between the attacker and the football. Was able to just shepherd that one out of play quite nicely as Borman looks inside. The synthetic's quite a fast surface here, and that's playing into the hands of Murdoch at the moment as Lamont tries a speculative first-time effort. And that'll be the last action of the first half here at the Murdoch University campus in synthetic surface, where UMFC lead by 2-0. Opening goal scored by Katarina Jukic as she went through on goal inside the first 10 minutes, and then as Curtin defended with 10 players after an injury to Hannah Taylor, Stacey Learmont made her way down the right channel and crossed for Ellie Lamont to put in on the 6-yard box. And that's how the score Welcome back to the second half of this opening match of the Round 4 NPLW WA competition. My name's Tommy Dolman. I'm here to take you through the second 45 minutes here, where the score's currently at 2-0 in favour of Murdoch University Melville. Goals from Katarina Jukic and Ellie Lamont in the first 45 minutes. Now, I understand there's a couple of changes potentially at the break for Curtin. One of those players who has come on is Rebecca Dudek in the centre of that defence. 8 years at Northern Redbacks, very experienced. I think she's come on for Emma Ilias. We'll bring you the other changes shortly, but firstly we've got Salome running down this left-hand side. Campos will try one from range. We know how she can hit a ball. Didn't quite get the power on that one. It was possibly an attempted cross as well. In fact, it's Salome on that far side. The second change to come on is Dorothy Akumu on this near side. So Akumu and Dudek on. Learmont racing after this through ball that should skid off the turf and out for a throw in. And the second player who has gone off is Bronnan Lucas. So Dudek replaces Lucas in the centre of defence, and a little higher up the field it'll be the pace of Akumu who replaces Ilias, who normally sits in that central position. So a bit of a reshuffle of sorts for Curtin as Lamont looks to try and make a little bit of move on that left-hand side. Jukic's attempted tickle around the corner. Was looking for the run of a teammate, but offside she was. Over on that far side. It's Charlie Wainwright, who just drifted slightly, ex-Rockingham City Junior. Represented WA at the School Sport Football Championships as possession's gifted back to UMFC once more. And running into the areas, Lamont, she tried to skip inside, and that gave Curtin's defence enough of a sniff to be able to win possession back. Now, coming forward here is McClernand. Looks for the run of Salome. It'll get past two, but mopping up is the aforementioned Wainwright. Pressure there from Akumu. It'll find its way out to Hooks. Another player who's made plenty of under-23 appearances, Akumu, getting a chance at senior level. Looks as though it'll be a front three in this second half with Salome and Akumu offering the pace, and Gonzalez playing through the middle. She nearly got a sniff of that pass there. Possession gifted back to Curtin, who started all right in this second half, as they did in the first. A little bit of intent. It looks as though McClernand, that may have been a foul throw. It was, so a throw-in will be taken quickly there by Organ. Just waiting to see what that decision is. It'll be a free kick. The challenge was perhaps a little too eager there from the Curtin midfield as they look to press. Showing a lot of energy in this middle third of the pitch so far, trying to close down, and there's another example of it as Salome was heavy into the challenge. She's down behind play and is yet to get up. The ball does come in her direction, and referee Alex Best is blowing the whistle and just making sure that Salome's okay. She's back to her feet. UMFC will get things restarted, no doubt. I think the referee will just drop that. just for admin purposes. Cornish will get us restarted. One clean sheet in 2020 for the stopper Cornish. She'll be in action again from the back pass of Gibbons. Good pressing from Curtin though, and she picks up there as Salome was putting Schubert under pressure. Gibbons. Organ. Into the feet of Jukic. Dual gold medal winner, of course, Katarina Jukic. And it's Learmont who finds a pass through for Lamont, who's just pushed away from goal enough. The shot is taken early. None of her teammates really gambled on attacking that 6-yard box, and that's an easy claim for Cavill to make. Borman, nice turn, looks to her outside and finds Lyons. Pass was a little too far ahead of Akumu though. Lamont's flick on, Learmont. Another one who was once a part of the Perth Glory women. Set up 8 goals for Queen's Park in State League Division 1 last season, Stacey Learmont. Akumu tried to play the 1-2 with Camposh, and now Lamont's dancing down this right-hand side. Looks as though they've mixed it up slightly a little bit in this second half. Lamont was playing largely off the left-hand side in the first 45 minutes, and she's stayed on this near touchline. Learmont perhaps playing at the pointy end, with Jukic dropping slightly deeper to influence proceedings. Good pressure there from Campos, forces the turnover. Now Gonzalez manages to get the better of her opponent, Schubert, and she's away here for Curtin. Desperately needs support, and the challenge was a strong one from Gibbons, who was retreating back and trying to provide cover. Enthusiastic challenge from Gibbons, but nothing too nasty according to Alex Best, and this will provide Curtin with a pretty good opportunity here. Wall is set, 4 players in it. Just 4 players attacking the penalty area. Campos off the long one. It's a good-looking ball. And will it be poked in? It was a great recovery from Cornish. Lost sight of that one for a minute. It was Akumu who was dangerous there. It was a teasing ball in from Campos off that long run-up. And it very dangerously skips off that synthetic surface, which we've been aware of all night. Dudek wasn't able to bring that under control, but skidded through to Cavill nonetheless. Campos. Burman, scorer of Curtin's only goal in the night series was Nina Burman. Really cultured left foot, and now into the area is Learmont, winning a corner off Jade Paul. Borman, of course, with a first competitive NPLW goal for Curtin University with that night series goal. A real screamer as well, if you can go back and find that on the Curtin University highlights page. Ex-Sterling Panthers player as well, one of a few in this game tonight, as Organ walks over, takes the corner, swings it in. Attacking that was Hooks with a little bit of intent. It may yet find its way back to her. Doesn't quite. Winning the race in retreat of this one is Wainwright, and she'll look to effect a Switch of the play to Schubert, who shows all that class and all that experience, ex-Ashfield and Queen's Park player. Katie Schubert. Akumu battling with Ukic and doing really well against the more experienced player, and with a little bit of assistance from Borman, helped to win her team a throw. Wainwright. Outside of her is Organ. Wainwright again. Ukic. Dancing feet as she tries to get away from an opponent, and again sells her opponent away here. Wainwright was chasing, and across there was Katie McDermott. Thwart the danger. All three substitutes used by Curtin University, of course, if you're joining us late. That's a nice ball for Lamont into the area. Lyons was able to head away. She had to do that. She was the last player. And now stealing the ball is Learmont. 3-0. An error at the back from Curtin University's defence, and pouncing on it was Learmont, who opens her tally for the season in season 2020, and it's UMFC 3, Curtin University 0. And all that promising energy that we saw from Curtin University didn't quite amount to a sustainable spell at UMFC's goal, and the class in the final third once again prevailed. Borman, Lyons, Akumu. Possession turned over once more by Curtin, and Learmont is away again. She's got two for company here, though, in the form of Paul and Lyons. They hold her up, and now Lawrence tries to pick out Ukic, who puts the pressure on a covering McDermott. She's able to step in and put that one into touch, though. Corner kick, taken short, looking for Schubert, who snuck up from defence. How's that for a return ball? It was never going to amount to anything anyway, as the offside flag went up, but a little bit of a set play there from the home team. Curtin playing out from the back dangerously again, and Lamont fires in a quick shot, trying to catch Cavill out of position. Was on target. Well gathered by the goalkeeper, and now UMFC look to have this game well and truly under control here as Lamont skips inside and plays wide, inviting Schubert to come forward, crosses forward looking for Lamont, who manages to flick around the corner. Miscommunication briefly in the defence of Curtin. who will emerge with the ball? It'll be Organ, who will battle for possession with McClernand and skips onto that preferred left foot with a nice turn. Now the cross is a good-looking one, but a little too close to Cavill. And that pass will drift out for a throw-in, which will be taken by Hooks. Gibbons switch the play for Organ. Pass was looking for the run of Learmont. It'll make its way back to Hooks. In fact, it's Learmont who's on the ball now. Outside of her is Jukic coming inside. Pass was looking for the forward run of Wainwright. Countering now are Curtin through the energetic Salami. Does really well to maintain possession there under a little bit of pressure from Wainwright, who was retreating back, and that pass is slightly overhit and out for a throw. So over an hour played here at the Murdoch University campus. Synthetic surfaces. Beautiful night for football. Floodlights perfect. Pitch skipping nicely. Is the ball off the turf, and it's UMFC leading by 3-0. Goals scored by Ellie Lamont, Katerina Jukic and Stacey Learmont. Tonight's front three. And a 3-goal margin, which surely has them set to regain or extend, their lead at the top of the NPLW WA. Plenty of experience, and they're throwing down a little bit of a marker tonight with a really controlled performance as Gibbons looks back for Schubert. Thu. Organ. Early cross, looking for the run of Learmont. Tries to get her head to that. Will it run through for Hooks? It nearly did. Defending well back there was Lyons. Lawrence. Ball was temporarily in a tangle of legs there. And in the end, Curtin somewhat sorted out. Campos heads away for a throw. 3 years with Beckenham Angels and previously off Fremantle City. Member of the Australian and WA futsal teams is Taina Campos. Schubert. Thu. Organ. Lamont's offside. Couldn't quite curve her running off to stay on. Really good performance tonight from that front three of UMFC, Lamont, ex-Queen's Park. So too was Learmont and Jukic. And you can just tell the relationship that they have together in the final third has really paid off in those crucial moments. Pass from Lyons cut out by Gibbons. Lyons tries to get back and defend. Stepping in there was Akumu, who did really well. Now Campos shows a little bit of flair down this left-hand side. That's lovely footwork. Unfortunately for Akumu, the touch in aim of returning the pass wasn't quite soft enough for that continuing run of Campos. Jukic, Lamont's offside again and displays a little bit of frustration there. She thought she'd done enough to stay on. It's going to cause defences a lot of problems this season is Ellie Lamont with that searing pace. Once she's away, particularly on this surface, she'll be very hard to catch. Three goals in 3 games as well for Lamont prior to tonight. So a 3rd consecutive game in a row to which she'd scored. She got on the score sheet against Subiaco and then that double against Perth last week. Now, she might fancy another one here as Hooks tries to drive forward. Good defending from Paul. And now Lions, who didn't feature in the round 1 season opener against the NTC. That 2-2 draw, but was played in the previous 2 matches before tonight. Kamposh, Borman, Jukic. Playing in those tight spaces. Lovely ball from Lawrence. It'll skid away off the surface, and Jukic was offside in any case. Sadie Lawrence, of course, was the hat-trick hero of a couple of weeks ago against Subiaco with those 3 goals in round 2. Played alongside Sam Kerr and Jamie Gibbons in the Australian women's under-17s team. Also played for the Perth Glory in the W League as well. It's a very experienced UMFC team. And perhaps slightly forgotten about a little bit that after that round 1 defeat. It was a bit of a surprise here. That 3-2 defeat to Balcatta, and with Fremantle City winning the night series, they were everyone's favourites for the title this season. The NTC, obviously, quite a few of the young Glory women's players to call upon, and Perth and Balcatta both starting really well too. But UMFC certainly laid down a marker at Dorrien Gardens last week, really showing that young Perth Soccer Club team who was boss on that night. And they've laid down a marker this evening as well. They lead by 3-0. Goals from Jukic, Lamont and Learmont. A little over 20 minutes to play here at the Murdoch University campus. Thu. Organ tries to race away from McClernand, who stuck to a task, and now entering the penalty area there. I think it was Jukic who was trying to dribble her way through Curtin's defence once more. Such quick feet, Katarina Jukic. Winner of the gold medal for Player of the Year in 2017 and 18. And the leading goal scorer in the NPLW WWA charts at the moment. With 6 goals for the season. And you can imagine that she'd be a strong contender to be up thereabouts in the final analysis as well. Best known for many years at Perth Glory as well. Really good to see some of the, or plenty of the W League players who have represented Glory here in this NPL WWA competition. Now, that was good pressing there from Gonzalez to put the pressure on Schubert. It nearly ran through for Akumu, and now chasing back there is Paul, and Jukic is able to steal in and poke in a fourth for UMFC. They're looking really good in season 2020 at UMFC. 4 goals tonight, and they're going clear at the top of the NPL WWA. It's UMFC 4, Curtin University 0. 20 minutes to play. First change of the night here for UMFC meanwhile. It'll be Sadie Lawrence who makes way. And coming on in her place is Rachel Gillies. And Gillies will take her place on the right-hand side of this front three. It'll mean that Jukic will drop back into the centre of that midfield to which Lawrence was occupying a moment ago. And here she is on the ball again. Lamont just sort of squeaked out and away from that touch of hers. Gibbons. Schubert under pressure from Akumu. Can't play in the end to find Wainwright, who then comes out to Poppy Hooks, and eventually the challenge ball goes out for a throw-in. Decision will go the way of the home team. Will be a free kick. Challenge deemed to be a little heavy. Schubert and Hooks exchange passes. Last touch off Camposh. Lions. Towed through looking for the run of Akumu, who's a willing chaser until she realises that the sideline's going to beat her to the ball. Akumu keeps it alive. Lions. Campos tries to put it through Wainwright's legs, and now the ball forward is looking for the run of Lamont, who's one-on-one with McClernand here. If she can turn on it quickly, Lamont strikes early, and she slipped as she tried to effect the shot on target, and that was an easy one for Cavill to grasp. And Lamont stayed down for a moment after that slip. Can be a tricky surface on a night like this, the synthetic. Does help with a really fast and energetic and pacey game of football. It can take the players a little bit of time to adjust as well, as Organ will use her goalkeeper. Gonzalez puts the pressure on and manages to force a clearance, which will be cut off by Lions. So that's good pressing by Curtin. Shouts for a foul there from Curtin University coach Morrison Dean there. Nothing doing. And now Learmont, who opened her tally for the season, can turn and find Lamont and get possession back. And now off and away to the races here is Rachel Gillies, whose final touch was just a little bit too heavy and escaped her as Cavill was able to come out and claim possession. Hooks. Schubert. Gibbons. Thu. Scored in the night series semi-final defeat to the NTC, which eventually resulted in penalty kicks being required for the NTC to get through, and Lamont was fouled as she tried to skip away from the Curtin defence there. Clear yellow card, and the first one of the night. Card was shown there to Jade Paul, I think. Organ. Cross into the middle. Cavill will claim at the near post. As we enter the final 15 minutes here at the Murdoch University campus, live on the Football West Facebook pages and YouTube channel. UMFC 4, Curtin University 0. Impressive performance from the home team. Unfortunately for Curtin, after their brightish start, a second goal went in as they had to defend with 10 players. And since then, UMFC have been able to control the game pretty well, as Thu again exchanges passes with Ukic. Bunbury Forum Force player. And Southwest Phoenix was Baxter Thu, with Balcatta's women's team last season before joining UMFC for season 2020. Schubert, Gibbons, Ukic, Organ, switch for Schubert. Lamont went in pretty heavily there on Rebecca Dudek. All eyes on the ball there. Dudek stayed down. You could definitely hear the force to which both players attack the ball there. Dudek perhaps a little winded, but back to her feet. Takes a couple of deep breaths, but should be okay to continue, I think. She will just go off temporarily though, Dudek. Former State League rep. Playing futsal. Multiple titles in league and cup with the Northern Redbacks in those 8 years, as touched on before, and an important pillar of experience in that defence as Borman looks to try and get onto the pass from Salormi, but out off her lines Cornish pretty comfortably. Hooks. Gibbons. Jukic. Organ. Nice passing here from UMFC as they go forward again, and Lamont looks to skin her opponent and curl one towards Cavill's goal, but she's found the goalkeeper on plenty of occasions this evening, adopting that position on the left-hand side once again, having started on this right-hand side earlier in the half. As we enter the final 10 minutes here this evening, the opening game of round 4 of the NPLW WA. That's a lovely ball from Jukic to pick out the run of Gillies, and in the middle is Learmont. Fine finish. 5-star performance from UMFC. They're staying top of the NPLW, and this could well be a statement win from this talented group of players. It's UMFC 5, Curtin University 0. Terrific cross there from the substitute Rachel Gillies there. Picked out Learmont perfectly there, and when it rains it pours, it seems. Yet to score in season 2020 before tonight, and a brace this evening as the pass from kickoff was taken. Players falling over like skittles there in the UMFC penalty area. Everyone's back to their feet, thankfully. Not quite sure what happened there. Good to see everyone's okay there, as Curtin have actually turned to the bench for a 4th time. I think that's Taina Campos just getting stretched out by teammates down there, perhaps a little bit of cramp, and Bia Warillo, who came on for a cameo in the opening game against the NTC in round 1. Gets a cameo tonight for the last 8 minutes or so. Gibbons' pass is looped up in the air. Akumu was the meat in the sandwich there, and just tries to get her bearings there after finding herself in between 2 UMFC players. A good opportunity here for Curtin University to set up a throw-in set piece. One that's played to McDermott. Cross comes in. Jukic got a head on it. Ball just bounced slightly over Salormi. The drive did come in though eventually, and it was on target. And Cornish had to be low and alert for that one. I've seen little glimpses from Abby Salormi tonight. She's a real pacey player down that right-hand side. Perhaps hasn't quite had the right passes in front of her to be able to exploit that pace. Akumu. Dudek. McDermott. She can slide in. Salormi wants to get on this right-hand side, who cuts in board. Swinging the boots to try and affect the clearance with Schubert under pressure of Gonzalez, but Cornish was able to let that run all the way through to her. Salormi came into the team last week against Balcatta, ex-Gosnell City player who scored 13 goals in the State League Division 2 last season, so she's definitely got an eye for goal. As Wainwright clips a dangerous-looking ball through for Learmont here, who's on a hat-trick. Good save by the feet of Cavill. Curtin will look to affect the clearance the second time of asking. Boorman. McClernon. Salome tried to find Warillo around the corner. She's in the mix again, but Gibbons will come clear and she'll strike from distance. Once again on target, it skipped off the turf in front of Cavill. A slightly awkward bounce, but easy for her to gather in the end. Looks as though Katie McDermott just suffering a little bit of cramp in the Curtin defence here. Been a tough night for the visitors. Several players going down on the surface this evening. McDermott the latest, who's stretching out. Curtin have used all their subs. All 4 players have come onto the pitch. And if McDermott's not okay to continue, they may be forced to play out the remaining 4 minutes or so with 10 players. She'll get to her feet, McDermott, and looks okay to continue for the moment. So this result tonight for UMFC really does set up a big game next weekend. Cracking game between them and the Northern Redbacks on the road. Redbacks, another team like UMFC with plenty of experience and plenty of players who have played for the Glory in the W League. And a real mainstay of women's football here in the state of WA. So that'll be one to keep an eye on next weekend for sure. Curtin University, meanwhile, will return back to the Curtin campus, where they'll host Perth Soccer Club next Friday night under the lights. A real regular on this Friday evening time slot, and I'll be there for that one as well. So one to look forward to as Learmont is in behind the defence and touching across for Lamont, who gets her second of the game as well. 2 for Learmont, 2 for Ukic, 2 for Lamont, and UMFC have a 6th. Curtin getting us underway once more into the final couple of minutes here. Unsure at this point as to how much stoppage time will be played. We have had a couple of players down with injury in this half as Curtin look to try and pinch a consolation here. Boorman and Salome couldn't quite figure it out between themselves, and UMFC will come forward again, perhaps sniffing out a 7th goal as the turn from Paul finds the feet of McDermott. Pass goes into touch though. Paul. Dudek. Borman. Good looking pass there for the run of Akumu, but once again it zips off this turf and drifts out for a goal kick. Just to recap those fixtures, Northern Redbacks away next Sunday for UMFC, followed by a home game here against the NTC, and then Fremantle City on the road. So 3 big games for UMFC, and if they can snag a couple of wins across that next stretch of games, they're going to really fancy themselves to push for a firm place in that top 4. Curtin at home against Perth, as we mentioned before, being home against Subiaco, and then away at the Redbacks. Salemi. Paul. Dudek. Into stoppage time here on the synthetic. Organ's clearance stayed in play. Lamont will play back safely for Schubert, and now Organ will come forward. Time perhaps for one last attack here for UMFC. It's a ball around the corner which bounced off the knees of Gillies. And that'll do it for tonight. Statement win for UMFC here on the Murdoch University synthetic pitches. A half dozen. A 6-0 win against Curtin University in the battle of the campuses in the southern suburbs. 2 goals each for the NPLW WA's league top scorer Katerina Jukic, Ellie Lamont, and a double also for Stacey Learmont, who bagged her first goals of the 2020 season tonight in the opening game of round 4 of the NPL WWA. 3 games to complete the round on Sunday afternoon, and sandwich in between that block of games is kicking off at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, so tomorrow. So plenty of action for you to sink your teeth into this weekend on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook pages. But for tonight, it's been a big win for UMFC, who've really thrown down a marker of their credentials in season 2020. They're going to be hard to beat as the season wears on. Thanks for joining us wherever you may have been watching tonight. My name's Tommy Dolman, and we'll see you at another game across the weekend. Good night.